They have been buffing premium tanks, they are currently buffing some more premium tanks, and now it is time for some clan wars reward vehicles to receive some love as well, some very old ones, and one of the newest additions to the pawn shop, ladies and gentlemen. Some pawn shop tanks are also going to be buffed, and also today's buffing list contains 2 vehicles which very well may end up being in the updated pawn store whenever they are going to add new vehicles. I have my suspicions on it, so let's talk about that. In addition to the previously mentioned changes to some premium vehicles, we also aim to improve a number of reward vehicles, says Wargaming. These are vehicles that players can receive for activities on the global map. For example, the goal of the rebalance is to make them more relevant in the game. So first up over here we have M60, which is also known as the fast M48 pattern. M60's gun is absolutely amazing, mobility is absolutely amazing, but what sucked on M60 was the armoring, mainly the turret, because this tank literally has another turret on the top of the turret as a weak spot, and the only thing they say they are going to buff on it is complex turret armor enhancement. This is exactly the wording as well, how they are going to buff it. So basically what that means is they are going to add extra armor to it. Maybe they are going to change the armor model a bit as well. Maybe some more angles, some more girth to it, you know. But mainly what we have to take away from it is they are going to make this turret a bit better. I don't know, maybe they do something to the weak spot as well. We'll see, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, one of the biggest weaknesses of M60 actually is going to be worked on. Next up, let's talk about another tier 10 reward vehicle, reward medium tank 121B. Now, this vehicle actually has already received, I remember, at least 2 buffs in the previous patches. Like, not in the close patches, like previous one maybe 1 year ago, something like that, but it received a huge list of buffs actually already. But now once again it is going to receive quite an array of changes, improvements to its gun, to its mobility, to its armoring, survivability. Seems like they were not happy, players and Wargaming as well was not happy how this vehicle was performing on the battlefield. And by the way, M60, this one as well is part of the pawn shop, so I'm actually happy to see buffs to those 2 vehicles. Now 121B, what they did, reload time was improved by 0.6 seconds. This is basically like adding the rammer to 121B, you know. Reload time from 8.7 seconds down to 8.1 seconds, almost like adding a rammer to it. Not quite, but you know. Damage per minute was improved, thanks to that, of course, from 2,689 DPM points up to 2,909 damage per minute. Top speed was increased by 5 kilometers per hour, and reverse speed was increased by 5 kilometers per hour as well, which is a huge thing. 55 top speed now and 25 moving backwards. 25 moving backwards is not very common among any medium tank in this game, so it is quite a special mobility. And also turret and upper front plate armor enhancements to the 121B as well. So better survivability, better DPM, and better mobility to take the key positions. And to escape from key positions, to reposition, all those things, 121B should be better. Well, every single buff is going to make vehicles better, right? Let me know what you think about that one in the comment section down below, because let's move on to yet another pawn shop vehicle, the newest addition to the pawn store, KV4 Kreslavskiy Tier 8 Russian heavy tank. This is premium heavy tank, which actually makes you some credits as well. So what they're going to do to this vehicle is gun dispersion during hull movement and traverse was improved a lot, dude. This is crazy. Like, this keeps your bloom a lot smaller and you're able to take better snapshots, you're able to take better shots overall from 0.21 down to 0.14. It is now a lot faster because they buffed the engine power from 1200 up to 1350. This of course made the power to weight ratio specific power better, from close to 13 horsepower per ton up to 14.6, and also they didn't stop there, they increased the top speed from 30 to 40, And no, they still didn't stop there. Hit points from 1500 up to 1700 hit points. Talking about equipment units once again, or taking the equipment unit analog over here, it is better than receiving free improved hardening. Hit point wise, you know, you don't get the other bonuses, but you get a bit more hit points than the 10% on the top of your current hit points. On the top of that, turret front part armor enhancement along the sides of the gun mantlet, so the front of the turret armor is going to be better as well. Survivability better, mobility better, and gun handling slightly better, actually quite a lot better, because that was a big buff to the bloom, to the moving bloom. So KV4 Kreslavskiy. Next up, let's talk about Chieftain T95. Chieftain slash T95. Many players do not even know what this vehicle is about, especially if you are a new player. Anyway, this is not the tier 10 T95 FE Chieftain, the most overpowered heavy tank in this game. This is a tier 8 medium tank Chieftain. Most likely, if you are a newish player, actually, as I said, you have never seen this vehicle even on the battlefield. I do not even remember when I previously saw this tank on the battlefield in tier 8 battles. I don't know. I actually don't remember. Anyway, I have my own personal theory why this tank is over here in this list. More about that after we talk what they did to it. So, gun dispersion during hull movement and traverse was buffed from 0.18 down to 0.14. Gun dispersion during turret traverse was buffed from 0.14 down to 0.1. Both very good gun handling buffs. Actually, those are all the hidden stats, what you do not see in the game, but those stats actually matter a lot. On the top of that, the PM was boosted quite a bit actually by reducing the reload time from 8.3 seconds down to 7.5 seconds. Damage per minute improvement, thanks to that, 1734 before, and now 1920. View range was improved from 380 meters by 20 meters up to 400 meters. Engine power from 750 up to 850, so extra 100 horsepower to the engine, which made the power to weight ratio better by 2 power to weight ratio points, up to 17 specific power. So this vehicle moving faster, doing damage faster, doing more damage faster, you know, and gun handling better as well. So my theory, if I would be a betting man, I would bet not a lot guys, it's just my personal theory over here, but a little bit on this vehicle being one of our next additions to the Bond shop. To the Bond store, you know, where we are able to spend bonds to get special tanks like M60, like 121B, like KV4 Kreslavskiy, and like our next tank as well, IS-5. Ladies and gentlemen, basically every single tank in today's list is part of the Bond store. So I was thinking, why suddenly they want to buff this tank out of nowhere? Nobody even knows what this vehicle is, you know. Why are they going to buff it? And I was thinking, what if they're going to add this to the next, or what if this vehicle is part of the next Bond shop tanks list? What do you think about that? Would you like to see this tank in the Bond store? It is a tier 8 Chieftain. It is a British medium tank. Would you like to see that in the Bond store? Let me know, but it is my personal theory over here. It may or may not happen. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, next up, let's talk about IS-5, which gun handling is absolutely atrocious. Let's see, are they going to improve it? Gun dispersion during hull movement and traverse from 0.24 down to 0.2 is still quite bad. For example, KV4 Kreslavskiy's same statistic was buffed down to 0.14. Gun dispersion during a turret traverse buffed from 0.16 down to 0.1. This one is a lot better though. And extra -2 degrees to the gun depression, from -5 degrees to -7 degrees. Okay, so overall I can say gun handling was improved quite a bit, you know, especially the extra 2 degrees to the gun depression. This makes huge difference on many maps, ladies and gentlemen. It may only seem like 2 degrees, but oh boy, you are actually going to feel it. You are actually going to feel it. So IS-5, still I would not pick IS-5 from the Bond store, especially the accuracy and how droll that gun was. Like, no, it is not going to be my cup of tea. And KV4 Kreslavskiy, maybe I'm going to test it out one more time when those buffs are going to happen, you know. I'm going to check it out one more time. And finally, let's talk about the final tank, T23E3, which was part of the, what was that, the referral program. Then it was part of some kind of Clan Wars tanks as well back in the days, wasn't it, guys? Anyway, they're going to buff only one thing on it: gun dispersion during hull movement and traverse. Now, this tank is a tier 7 American medium tank, T23E3. It is actually honestly one of the rarest tanks in this game right now, and this vehicle as well. I guess, like, it is once again my personal opinion over here, it may end up being in the Bond store as a tier 7 American premium medium tank. It actually does tick all the boxes. It ticks all the boxes for me. To classify as a Bond store vehicle, looking at all the other Bond store vehicles, M60, 121B, we have the Kreslavskys IS-5s, we have many other tanks, you know, discontinued premium tanks over there as well, lower tier, higher tier premium tanks. It ticks all the boxes. T23E3. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you think about all the other buffs, upcoming buffs to the vehicles. Would you like to see that? All those vehicles are obtainable by everyone, actually, if they end up being, if the new one as well, for example, the Chieftain T95 ends up being in the Bond store. We'll see what they do. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. You can consider yourself being informed. Have a very, very awesome Friday. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button. Don't be late whenever I upload. Hashtag notification gang. Love you all. Stay awesome, stay sexy, stay naked, take care, and bye.